limiting step, we have considered three steps in a solid catalytic reaction. One is adsorption, another one is surface reaction, another one is desorption. In this stage, we are not considering about the mass transfer. So confining in these three steps, we have to establish the rate equation for a definite solid catalytic reaction. The rate limiting step, mechanism of the reaction and rate law consistent with the experimental observation can be obtained by taking the example of a reaction which is not diffusion controlled. First, we don't consider diffusion. So in that, we have to take an example of a reaction, and step by step we have to go by writing the equations and see in which equation our experimental data is consistent. That means experimental data is fitting well. Right hand side and left hand side are equal. So in that case, to find out the rate limiting step, each step, adsorption, surface reaction and desorption, can be assumed at as rate limiting step one by one and analyze them. So as we are having three steps in our hand, which one is rate limiting we do not know, but depending on the rate limiting step, we have to write the rate equation. So we can take each step one by one as the rate limiting step, deduce the rate law, fit the experimental data, and see whether it is giving our required rate equation or not. So that way we again take the Q-mean disproportionation reaction, which we had taken yesterday. I showed you is taken as the model reaction. Look, this is Q-mean disproportionation. Q-mean is C plus S. S is the vacant site. After adsorption, it is giving the adsorbed site C dot S. And adsorption forward rate constant is Ka, and reverse rate constant is K of minus A. Next step is obviously the reaction step after the adsorption. So C dot S is the adsorbed site or adsorbed species, which is now reacting to form the products, where we know that in the Q-mean disproportionation reaction, we have got the benzene and propylene, the two products. And we considered that propylene is in the gas phase only. It did not adsorb, but benzene is formed on the adsorbed site. So C dot S giving us B dot S, benzene dot S, plus P is propylene. Here the forward reaction rate constant is Ks, and reverse is K of minus S. And again benzene has to get free of the surface adsorbed site. So B dot S to B plus S. So Kd is the desorption forward rate constant, and K of minus D is the desorption reverse rate constant. So this way we ultimately get C to B plus P. Each step is considered as elementary step. I already said we don't think that these steps are again fragmented into various steps. These are single steps and followed the stoichiometry. Concentration of gas phase is replaced by its partial pressure. As it is a gas phase reaction, so instead of concentration, we can write the partial pressure of the species. Next is the rate law for adsorption limited reaction. We are taking here the adsorption as the rate limiting step. Let us see what it gives, whether it is consistent with the rate data or not. So while considering the adsorption as the rate limiting step, then we have to follow the all those steps one by one and construct the rate equation. If adsorption is rate limiting, to determine this, the rate law following the adsorption as rate limiting should be consistent with the experimental data. So you might have remembered, like yesterday I already said how we write the this rate equations. Adsorption, rate of adsorption is the forward rate minus reverse rate. This is Ka into PC into CV. Look, Ka is the forward rate is equal to PC obviously it is in the gas phase at present. So concentration of partial pressure should be written in place of concentration species. CV is the vacant site concentration. Vacant site is S and its concentration is represented by CV. And K of minus A is the reverse. So it will be K of minus A into concentration of C dot S. Similarly, we have written here RD is equal to Ka PC CV minus K of minus A into concentration of C dot S. Take out Ca and we are introducing the adsorption equilibrium constant here, which is small Ka by small k of minus A. So here we are replacing that with adsorption equilibrium constant. Same way we write the surface reaction considering the forward reaction rate minus reverse reaction rate. Here you see after the reaction, as propylene is in the gas phase, it did not get adsorbed on the site. So we are writing the partial pressure of propylene here. If you see here, propylene is not adsorbed, so we are writing propylene as PP, partial pressure of P. But BS, benzene is adsorbed on the surface site, so we have to write B dot S as the concentration of occupied site. Here again, the instead of Ks by K of minus S, if you take out small ks from out of the bracket, then we are getting capital Ks as the reaction equilibrium constant. Desorption is in same way we write rate of desorption is the forward desorption rate minus reverse desorption rate. Here you see B that is benzene is free, so we are writing benzene in the term of partial pressure, and CV is the concentration of the vacant site. Here you see B dot S is the occupied site which is making B free, so and CS also free. So here obviously we have to write the concentration of B in terms of partial pressure of B and concentration of the vacant site. Here K in the denominator we are writing Kd of B, that means desorption equilibrium constant of B, benzene. Now at the steady state, as there is no net rate of formation, but always there is a formation and again the backward reaction to disintegrate the product. So there is no net rate of formation, and so all the rates are equal, and all the rates are equal to the overall rate of the reaction. Minus RC is the overall rate of the reaction at the steady state, is equal to rate of adsorption, is equal to rate of desorption, is equal to rate of surface reaction. At this condition, as we have considered rate of adsorption is the least, that means it is the rate limiting step, the rate is the slowest. So in adsorption limited reaction, forward adsorption rate constant is as it is adsorption is very slow, so rate constant of adsorption should be very, very low compared to the rate constant of reaction and rate constant of desorption, because they are faster than the adsorption step. So we can write this Ka is very, very less compared to the Ks and Kd. If it is so, then RAD by Ka, rate of adsorption by rate of forward adsorption, is very, very greater than Rs by Ks and Rd by Kd, as Rad, Rs, Rd all are equal, but Ka is very low compared to Ks and Kd. So if you take Ka in the denominator, then obviously this quantity will be very high compared to the other two. And as it is very high compared to other two, so we can take Rs by Ks and Rd by Kd almost equal to 0, or negligible rather. So as it is negligible, we are considering it as 0 compared to Rad by Ka. Okay, but they have some value, but compared to this quantity, they are very small. So we say that they are approaching to 0. Hence, surface reaction can be written as Rs is equal to Ks, CCS, CBS, CPP by Ks. This equation I have shown last slide. So if you take Rs by Ks, so this quantity is almost 0, is equal to CCS minus CBS PP by Ks is equal to 0. But you don't make mistake that Rs is 0 or Rd is 0. It is not. Rs, Rd, Rad are all equal. They have definite quantity. But whenever you are dividing them, this Rd and Rs, by their rate constants, which are very big, so as a whole, the quantity is becoming very small. So rate cannot be 0. Always remember, rate cannot be 0, because then if rates are 0, then obviously total rate will be 0. It cannot be. So Rs by Ks is this is equal to 0. So if it is so, then CCS is equal to CBS PP by Ks. This is the expression of CCS, that means occupied site of C. Similarly, for the desorption, again Rd is equal to Kd CBS minus Pb Cv by Kd of B. This we can write Rd by Kd, which is approaching towards 0, is equal to CBS minus Pb Cv by Kdb. Therefore, CBS is equal to Pb Cv by Kd of B. In the examination, if someone writes Rs is equal to 0 or Rd is equal to 0, so this expression is 0, I'll put a great 0 in his copy. Okay, remember that. Hence, putting the expression of CBS, we get here again, you see, in CCS there is a quantity CBS, but we have got the expression of CBS. So instead of CBS, here we can write this. CCS is equal to CBS PP by Ks. So CBS is Pb Cv by Kd of B into PP by Ks. Hence, putting this expression of CCS into the adsorption rate expression. What is the adsorption rate expression? It is Rad is equal to Ka, PCCV is minus CCS by Kad. Here CCS is there. So in place of CCS, we are putting the expression of CCS. So Ka into PCCV minus PBCV by Kd, this quantity we are writing, into PP by Ks and Kad here. So Kd of B, Kad is the adsorption equilibrium constant of C, cumin, and Ks is equal to Ka, Pc, Pb. This is just rearranged because we are taking out Cv. There are two places the Cv is there, here one and here one. So we are taking out Cv, we are getting ultimate expression. Now in the denominator, you see there are 3 equilibrium constants. So we can replace this as a whole as a single constant. How can we write that? And now let us consider that the same reaction, cumin to benzene plus propylene, say there is no adsorption. only gaseous phase reaction is happening without any catalyst. When there is no catalyst, there is no adsorption. So yeah, the reaction will be the gaseous phase single only non-catalytic reaction. Cumene to benzene plus propylene. If it is so, then we can write the rate expression as it is a reversible reaction, and K1 is the forward rate constant and K2 is the reverse rate constant. Then Kp is the equilibrium constant, that is K1 by K2 for that non-catalytic gas phase reaction. We can write RS1 is the rate of the reaction is the K1 into Pc minus Pb Pp by Kp. Look here, actually the this forward rate is the small k1 is the forward rate constant, small k1 into Pc, and reverse rate is K2 into Pb Pp. So overall rate is the if it is RS1, then overall rate is the forward rate. Forward rate is small k1 Pc minus reverse rate is small k2 Pb Pp. Then if you take out K1 and make a out of the bracket, then what will happen? RS1 is equal to small k1 into Pc minus Pb Pp by small k1 by small k2. This small k1 by small k2 is the this gas phase equilibrium constant that we represent with Kp. So now comparing the equation with the adsorption rate equation, if you compare this is RAD is equal to KAPC Pb Pp by Kd of B Kd Kad Ks into Cv, which we have written earlier, with this equation without any catalyst, then you see the denominator, this jumble of constants, these three constants may be replaced by this Kp. All are equal. Rate of the reaction, this is the rate of adsorption, and quantities are similar. Instead of Cv, because Cv is coming because of the catalyst is present. Now Kp is equal to Kd of B Kad into Ks. So we can write here, instead of these three constants, instead of writing any arbitrary constant, we can write this as Kp. Kp is the partial pressure rate equilibrium constant, because that is that this reaction is non-catalytic, only the gas phase reaction is happening. So RAD is equal to KAPC Pb Pp by Kp into Cv. Now there is a Cv. Cv is unknown quantity. So how can we replace the Cv? There is a way we can replace Cv, just to do the site balance. Site balance is total site concentration before the adsorption, Ct, is equal to Cv. Cv is the vacant site concentration, and two occupied site concentrations, which B is occupying, and B is the benzene product, and C is the cumene, which is occupying. So this is the total site concentration. Cv plus, but we know the values of Cbs and Ccs. We are replacing that. Cv plus Pb Cv by Kdb minus Pb Cv by Kdb Pp by Ks. Just a moment, let me take the attendance list. Okay. So Here we can see the CV is equal to CT by 1 plus KB PB. Here just solve it. CV is equal to CT divided by this big quantity. Combining the equations, we can write the rate of the reaction as RC. RC is the total rate of the reaction is equal to RAD. Obviously, total rate of the reaction is the rate of the adsorption step, which is rate limiting, is equal to Ka Pc Pb Pp by Kp, which you know. Into there was into Cv. So in place of Cv, we are writing this big expression. Just make it simple. KACT divided by this denominator 1 plus KBPP Pb by Ks into this quantity Pc minus Pb Pp by Kp. Now look at this. This is obviously a big rate expression. It is not like homogeneous one. You can understand, I hope. In homogeneous there is a simple rate expression, but it is a heterogeneous solid catalytic reaction. So rate expression is something different. Here adsorption is there, and adsorption, desorption, all these steps are there. Now at the initial condition, when just reaction started at the very beginning, initial rate, if we consider minus RC0, which can be determined minus RC0 at the very beginning, there is no product formation, or if there is any product formation, the concentration is very small. We can neglect that. So in that case, this concentration of benzene and concentration of propylene can be neglected. If these two quantities are neglected, then this quantity is becoming only Pc. Next, you come here at the denominator. If Pb is neglected, so Kb Pb is taking as almost 0, and Kb Pp Pb by Ks, this quantity is also 0. Pp and Pb are 0 because their formation is very small. So what is coming? Minus Rc at the initial stage, it is minus Rc0 is equal to minus Rad is equal to KACT, because KACT into Pc rather, here Pc is coming, KACT into Pc, because in the denominator this quantity is 0, only 1 is remaining, and here in this quantity, this right hand side, this is 0, so it is coming minus Rc0 is equal to KACT into Pc. As in the initial stage, we can write is Pc0. Look, minus Rc0 is equal to Ct Ka Pc0 is equal to, now Ct is constant, concentration of total active site on a catalyst per gram, it is constant, and Ka is the forward rate constant of adsorption, that is constant. So as a whole, we Ct into Ka taking as Ka 1 constant into Pc0. Pc0 is the initial pressure of cumin. Initially there is no product, hence Pb Pp are 0. So and Ct Ka constant. So if we plot the curve minus Rc0 initial rate against Pc0, it will give a straight line passing through the origin. Now if cumin disproportionation reaction is adsorption controlled, then the experimental data should follow the equation 1, and plotting them will form a straight line passing through origin. So the tool of considering the adsorption as the rate limiting step is this: the initial experimental data will give you a straight line passing through origin whenever you will plot the rate, initial rate against the initial partial pressure of the starting reactant. Okay. Next is, say adsorption is not fulfilling this criterion. So we have to go for the next step, which is next we can consider surface reaction as the rate limiting step. As before, we can determine the rate expression for surface reaction when the process is limited by the surface chemical reaction. Say now surface reaction is the rate limiting step. Then what will happen? We will get this big expression. Similarly, if we do the step by step, if we write step by step expressions of different steps, which is adsorption, surface reaction, and desorption, and considering the surface reaction as the rate limiting step, in that case, we get this expression. How? The similar way that minus RC, which is the overall rate of the reaction, is equal to the rate of the adsorption is equal to rate of surface reaction is equal to rate of desorption at the steady state. Now, as the rates are equal, we can write the rates. As here we have considered the surface reaction as the rate limiting step. Obviously, the surface reaction is the slowest step. If it is slowest step, the forward rate constant of the surface reaction is very, very small compared to the rate constant of adsorption and desorption. Hence, the rate of surface reaction divided by the rate constant, forward rate constant, is very, very big. Then the rate of adsorption divided by rate of rate constant of the forward rate constant of the adsorption, and rate of desorption by forward rate constant of desorption. So those two quantities can be taken as almost zero, and from there we step by step we can deduce, as I have shown you for the adsorption one, and ultimately we will get this expression minus RC is equal to RS Ks Ct Kc into Pc minus Pp Pb by Kp by 1 plus Pb Kb plus Pc Kc Pc. We replace the CV by site balance, and site balance is giving us this Ct divided by 1 plus Pb Kb plus Pc Kc, and we are getting this big expression. In writing the initial rate expression where Pp and Pb are 0, we consider Pp and Pb are almost 0, a very initial stage. Then this equation will reduce to minus RC0 is equal to Ks Ct Kc Pc0 by 1 plus Kc Pc0. Now look, Ks, Ct and Kc, these three are constants. So we are replacing them with the big constant K. So ultimately we are getting minus RC0 is equal to K Pc0 by 1 plus Kc Pc0. Look, this is an equation. This is an equation of a parabolic type of curve. At low partial pressure of cumin, equation may happen in two ways. One is low concentration of cumin, another one is high concentration of cumin. At low partial pressure or concentration of cumin, what will happen? Pc0 will be low, then Kc into Pc0 is very, very small compared to 1. This way we can consider. Then we can neglect this Kc Pc0 in the denominator. We can write it minus RC0 equal to K into Pc0. So at that condition, rate linearly varies with partial pressure. It will be a straight line passing through origin at the low partial pressure of cumin. But at high partial pressure of cumin, 1 is very, very less than Kc Pc0. Then what will happen? If Kc Pc0 is much greater compared to 1, then we are getting minus Rc0 is equal to K Pc0 by Kc Pc0. Now K by Kc is a constant and Pc0 cancels out. So it will be a minus Rc0 is a constant. It will be a straight line parallel to the x-axis. At this condition, rate is independent of partial pressure. So if we plot initial rate against the partial pressure of Q min, at the low partial pressure, it is a straight line passing through origin. As the concentration of Q min or partial pressure of Q min increases, the rate becomes independent of the partial pressure of Q min. If the process is surface reaction controlled, then plotting the experimental data will generate the graph as shown here. So if you collect the experimental data in your laboratory while doing the experiment and construct the curve, and if it gives you this type of this nature of curve, then you can say that yes, this reaction is surface reaction controlled. Similarly, if desorption is acting as a rate limiting step, then we can deduce this rate expression. Minus Rc is equal to Rd is equal to Kd Ct Ks Kc into Pc minus Pp Pb by Kp divided by Pp plus Pc Kc Ks plus Kc Pp Pc. Obviously, this is a big expression. Whenever deducing this type of expression, you have to be very careful at each and every step so that you it happens. I am very much experienced. I am teaching this subject for a long time. I know the students skip one quantity sometimes by mistake, and sometimes they just what happens, instead of PP they write PB or PC, whatever. So be very careful while writing the steps and replacing one quantity with other. To determine the dependence of the initial rate on partial pressure of Q min, setting PP PB is equal to 0, the rate law reduces to when PP and PB both are 0 at initial stage. It is this big expression reducing to Kd into Ct. Look here, Pp, Pb, these are 0. So this whole quantity is 0. We are getting on the this numerator Kd, Ct, Ks, Kc, Pc 0 divided by Pp 0. This will be Pc 0, Kc, Ks. And this is 0 because Pp is 0. So ultimately what we are getting, Rc is equal to Kd Ct Ks Kc Pc0 by Pc0 Kc Ks. Then, so Pc0 Kc Ks and the denominator and Pc0 Kc Ks in the numerator, they are cancelling out. So ultimately we are getting Kd into Ct. This is constant. When desorption is the controlling step, plotting experimental data will give a straight line parallel to x-axis. If your experimental data gives this type of this nature of curve, straight line which is parallel to x-axis, which means that initial rate is independent of the partial pressure of Q min and the reaction is desorption limited. Okay, so is there any question? Any question? No question, huh? Look, I have got the request of many of you, in fact, some 20 to 22 guys, to take the class on Saturday and take the examination on next Friday. I hope all of you agree on this. If you okay, if you agree on this, then tomorrow I'll take a class from 11 o'clock. And let me take 1 hour class. Afterwards, if I think I'll take some more, I can take some 15 minutes or half an hour more if it is required. Otherwise, I'll just wind up within 1 hour.
Ma'am, you can take it on Wednesday also.
Yes, I can take.
I'm on Wednesday too.
Examination?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you in a hurry? All the time you are leading?
No, I'm like, there was a request in the group, that is it.
Look, I can keep your request which are justifiable, and I have to see how much amount of lesson I can cover.
Then in that case, we can have it on Friday itself, like if there's some confusion.
Let me check it. If it is so, look here till last year there was no limit of time. Anytime it was a continuous assessment, and anytime we can take the examination whenever we see that one stage of chapters are over. There should be there is a continuity, no? While I am teaching, there is a continuity until and unless it is not a to hold some amount of teaching, I cannot abruptly take the examination. So if the time is bound, that you have to take exam within this 6th to 10th, and by 6th to 10th, if I cannot finish the required amount of lesson, then it is very difficult to take the exam, no?
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes,
it is said that in the notice it was said that it is proposed, it is suggested, it is not, there is no hard and fast rule that you have to take within this time the examination. It is proposed, so it is not bound.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, keep it in mind.
Okay.
Anyway, let me take tomorrow's class, and then I can tell you when I can take the exam. Wait. Now, by the discussion, you can understand that there is obviously an algorithm working how we can determine the reaction rate limiting step, the rate law, and the corresponding mechanism, which mechanism it is following. Whether it is adsorption mechanism or desorption or surface reaction. So, what are the steps we usually take? First, select a mechanism and assume a rate limiting step. These two are almost similar. So, we have to assume a rate limiting step. We select a mechanism that only we will take the adsorption, reaction and desorption steps, and then we assume one rate limiting step among them. Now derive the rate law by the rate expression of the different steps of the mechanism and by site balance. So what is the mechanism? That whether it is Euler-Riedel or whether it is Langmuir-Henseliud. Have you remembered the Euler-Riedel and Langmuir-Henseliud mechanisms? No, huh? Anyway. Now compare the experimental data. Just plot the experimental data in the rate expression and see whether they are following the required nature of the curve. If the mechanism and model agrees with the data, we can select the mechanism and rate model. Now, here you see, I have already said there are different types of you can say ways of adsorption. One is single site adsorption, another one is dual site adsorption. Depending on the type of adsorption, the adsorption limited or reaction limited or desorption limited, whatever it is, the rate expression will be different. If one species is adsorbed and another species does not, then one type of rate expression will be presented. If both species are adsorbed, then another type of rate expression will get. If there is only a single reactant and it is adsorbed on one site, and while reaction happens, then another site is taking part in the reaction, then another type of rate expression we get. Now look at this. Single site A dot S to B dot S, this is a simple most reaction. Minus RA is equal to KPA by 1 plus KAPA plus KBPB. Look at this. Here R is the rate constant. It is irreversible, not reversible. So it is more simple. It is simpler one than the previously discussed parts. As it is irreversible reaction, so there is no reverse reaction. There is no reverse reaction rate constant also. Only one single rate constant we are considering. So minus RA is equal to KPA by 1 plus KAPA plus KBPB. Here you see both A and B are adsorbed on the on a single site. In the denominator, we have to write the adsorbed parameters, which are the adsorption equilibrium constant of A and concentration of A, adsorption equilibrium constant of B and concentration of B. And on the numerator, we have to write the forward reaction rate minus is equal to KPA only. There is no minus term here, which shows that the reaction we consider is the irreversible reaction. For the dual site, A dot S plus S is equal to B dot S plus S. Here you see, while doing the reaction, A needs one more site to produce B. So A dot S, or already adsorbed species, is taking another vacant site S to produce B on one adsorbed site, and another vacant site is produced. So here minus RA is equal to KPA, it is irreversible, so only forward reaction rate expression is given, KPA by AS and BS both are adsorbed. So K1 plus KAPA plus KBPB, this term is there. But here, as two sides are involved, it is dual site, so a square term is coming here. Similarly, if there are two species A and B, A dot S plus B dot S giving you the C dot S and S, only C is the product and S is coming out, the vacant site, then how will we write? Minus RA is equal to KPAPB, that is the forward reaction rate expression, KPAPB by 1 plus KAPA plus KBPB plus KCPC, because all these three are adsorbed, square. Two sides are involved. So from this type of expression, we can say that this is a irreversible reaction, because there is no minus term in the numerator, only a positive quantity there, divided by the denominator is having the adsorbed terms or adsorbed parameters of A, B and C. So all these three are adsorbed. and it is square, that means this reaction involves two sites. Now, you know, these are as all the species are adsorbed on the sides, whether it is only A and the product also B, both are adsorbed. Here the again the reactant A and product B both are adsorbed. Here again the reactants A and B and product C all are adsorbed. So this type of mechanism is coming under the Langmuir-Hinshelwood kinetics, where all the species are adsorbed while the reaction happens. Now, in the Ihleridel kinetics, I said one of the reactants are not adsorbed. It remains in the gas phase. So, A dot S plus B in the gas is giving you the C dot S. Here a single site is involved. This A dot S is forming C dot S on the same site. So, minus RA is equal to the forward rate expression K PA PB by 1 plus KAPA plus KCPC. There is no B adsorbed. So, the two adsorbed quantities are putting in here in the denominator, and it is as single site, so there is no square term. Okay. No. Tomorrow I will start the another part, differential reactor. So here I am stopping today. If you do not have any question, do you have any question, any query? No. So let me leave.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for attending.